Hi, and welcome to day 4 of the vlog. Sorry, that's my bananas. My bananas and my orange ended up on this table. I was moving things about after groceries. Anyway, hi and welcome back. It is Shannon, and today is day 4 of my vlog, or it is part 2 and still day 4. I don't know. This feels like it might have been a good place to break when I look at how long the clips were. So we'll see how things go. In this weekly parts vlog, I'm sharing a whole bunch of the different goals that I am working on this week. And I'll leave a link to part 1 if that's how I'm doing things. And I'm going to just keep on going and share whatever happened that I didn't get to share yesterday or has happened since then. What has happened since then? One, I did finish the Memory Thieves just in time. The live show is today on Izzy's channel, so you're really curious to hear what Izzy and Kate Kelly said and how they felt about the book. Yesterday I left off at quite an exciting moment, and it was quite a finale. I gotta say, it got me. The book was a bit more of a slow burn. Like, there were some interesting things that happens throughout, but it didn't quite grab me like the first one did for some reason. I felt like we didn't get to spend a lot of time with a lot of the different characters. There were some new characters. Things were clearer because of the first book letting sort of like what the world's like, but then some things I'm like, why are we here? This is so, wow, really? And that much time has passed? So there was some stuff like that was a little tougher, but what a finale. Wow, it really got me. Like, it got me in the feels, and I also really liked where it led the story, and I think I'm really curious to see where it's going. I know there is a third book. There is a thing at the back, and the back also has a quiz. It has a quiz where you answer these questions, and then it tells you which of the type, what your Marvel is, I think, which are the sort of the different schools or the of magic. I will say the magic type stuff doesn't. Some of it, I think the conjure stuff resonates with me very much. The magic stuff is very systematic and organized, and but the conjure stuff, I understand that. Like, when I read fantasy, that's the kind of stuff that I really like, and the magic is very sort of more rigid and stuff like that. And I always find it odd when magic is presented as rigid, and I like math, but I feel like magic has some mystery to it. But I think maybe the Marvels don't consider their Marvels magic, maybe. And they actually don't like to use the word magic. It didn't come up in this book, but in the first book, saying magic was like not allowed. It was frowned upon for sure from everyone, I think. So, but like, as someone describing a book externally, it's magic. So anyway, really enjoyed that. I'm so excited that the live show is today, and I only finished it this morning. I don't like to leave it this late, but my groceries arrived, so I was like, okay, book goes down, groceries come in, and I still have to go through all of the pantry stuff that I got to double check where everything came from. In terms of, I'm working on buying Canadian, which reminds me, I didn't check these bananas. Okay, so my bananas are Guatemala. So yay! They are Del Monte, which is a U.S. company, but it's a U.S. company owned by a company from the Philippines, which is, when I've done all of my research on all of the food stuff recently, and the companies and who owns what company, that is the first time I've come to a company, an American company, that's owned by a company externally. I think it's called Nutra Asia, and it's from the Philippines. So yeah, so a lot of companies, especially a lot of Canadian companies or Canadian brands, actually are owned by US big brands. But this one I still feel complicated about, because it is an American company, but the bananas are from Guatemala, but its parent company is a Filipino company. So would you say Filipino? The first time I said a company from the Philippines, because Filipino is like the masculine as opposed to Filipina, which is feminine, but if it's a company, what do you say? I'm not sure. Okay, so I just didn't need to go down that road. So anyway, well, no, I mean, talking about food these days and where stuff comes from is very much on my mind. So I'm allowed to talk about it. It's my vlog. I can talk about whatever I want. Anyway, and I did put my new batteries to good use. I did start using them, and yeah, so that worked. I'm gonna notate the day I started I started using them to see how long they last. I still think getting rechargeable ones is the best way to go, because I don't want to, but I just don't know how long those would last. And I would need, I think, 8 because I use 4 at a time. So anyway, I have resolved the problem for now, but not resolved the problem indefinitely. But things like batteries do run out, so it goes back on the list. So back on the research list. So that's sort of done-ish. So I tick that off. What else? I have not done any film data entry. I have not figured out my film focus. I have worked on my WoW professions. I did film clips of that. I hope that ended up getting in there. And I would like to continue to do that. So I'm curious if people are interested in seeing clips from the game. I also did get one more WoW reputation yesterday. I got the consortium. I'm trying to get 55 reputations on one particular character so I can get a pet. And I think I'm up to 52 because I have the August Celestials, which I think will take the longest, or the Claxi, depends. And then I'm also working on the Argent Crusade, whichever one's Wrath of the Lich King. Those 3 are the one I'm down to from 55. Now, there were 10 already done, but I've been working since like 10 out of 55 since like last fall, so I'm getting really close. Maybe I won't be able to finish it this week, but next week I might be able to do it. And working on the professions was exciting. I'll leave that for the clip, but it did inspire something that might become a bit of a short daily clip, so we'll see how that goes. I did not clear the top of the stove, and I did not put away the stuff that's normally on this desk. I did not install printer ink because my knee has been hurting. I'm not gonna worry about things that require physical labor. It's actually, my knee's feeling a lot better today. It still hurts. I don't think I can fully straighten it yet, but it's not like how it has been for the past 2 days. So that's really good. But I think the best course of action is to really let it be and not push. Yesterday with doing groceries, that was a lot of moving about, and it was really tough as the day went on, and so I think the best thing today is just do the things that I need to do, but really not push it. So hopefully I'm so, because it's really painful when it's painful, not right now, but I'm giving myself a pass on that sort of physical stuff this week. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. So what else am I doing? I have other stuff. I'm also reading with Anita, so I will check in and see if she has shared her thoughts on the most recent chapter of the book that we're buddy reading, and then I'll probably also read the next chapter, or wait till I hear back. I'm not quite sure. And Anita, if you're watching, no pressure. We read at the pace we read at, and there's no pressure ever. But that's the other reading on my mind, and I guess I probably could pick another book to start working on, and then we'll pick another book tonight for this with Izzy and Kay Kelly. I wanted to come up with some options. I don't know if I have the energy to do that today. Anyway, so that actually, if I'm pushing aside all of the half of the things, it looks like I'm in pretty good shape. Anyway, and then one of the things that I wanted to work on was doing some like art or journaling. I actually do have an opportunity to do that today because my sister is, as a part of her year-long program, she is hosting a studio session. So I actually have time to do that. So it's just about figuring out like what I want to do during that time. It's literally, it's like a gift in my lap. It's like saying, hey, Shannon, you want to do this? Hey, Shannon, here's some time to do this. So I could do that. Hopefully I'll end up doing that in that time. If not, I will feel pretty silly. So I don't know if I need to figure out in advance what I want to do. We'll see. And it is snowing today. I don't know if you can see, probably not. Ooh, definitely not when I do that. Probably not through that window. It is snowing today, so this week was a week of rain and snow, so getting groceries delivery definitely was the way to go. So I have to figure out what to do with those bean sprouts, actually. I don't think that's going to be today because I know what I'm eating today, but yeah. Oh, and the salad I got was quite good. I forgot it was a Caesar. It was very garlicky and very zippy, and it was really, really good. So it was really, that ended up working out, but I still can't tell if that company's Canadian. So I don't, maybe I'll look through their TikTok comments or something. A lot of people are putting like a Canadian flag in stuff these days. Like, so when I don't see that, I'm kind of like, like it seems like it, but, and I also, for an art project, I got all of these bags in my groceries. I got like, and they're huge. So I feel like turning these into sketchbooks is definitely a project I want to do. So that might be my studio time. I might deconstruct this, but the rest of them are downstairs, so I can't get them right now. But yeah, so there we go. I have lots of those to work with, but only one like right here, so we'll see how that goes. So that is how day 4 is shaping up. So I looks like I can get some sketching and or journaling time in. I'll definitely go to the live show with Izzy and Kay Kelly. I'm so excited to hear what they think. And we'll see what else goes. Yeah, all right, that's it. There's the snow. It's a little hard to see. It's quite a pretty snow, I will say. Okay, so a bit of an update. I did actually do some news watching update because it looks like some of the tariffs are being paused, but there is for a month-ish, but there is some parameters they need to fall under, but those parameters really apply to everything, but there requires more paperwork than is normally done. I mean, it's being a little... Anyway, so the pause is good, but it's not enough. It needs to go, and they need to all go, and it looks like Canada's not backing down on this one. I gotta say, all of this is really tough, especially because in a couple of days we're gonna have a new prime minister. So will that change things? If you're unfamiliar, Trudeau stepped down as prime minister. He announced his resignation earlier this year, so the Liberal Party is currently has 4 candidates that are in the running to be the next prime minister, and the members of the Liberal Party will vote on who will be the next prime minister, and we'll know on Sunday. So there's a lot of politics going on right now. I watched some to get a little up to date, but it sounds like there's been announcements, but a lot of people are like analyzing what's going on. So I'll watch later in the day when there's more concrete information. And in the meantime, I did do some data entry on Letterboxd, and I finished April, so I'm glad about that. I was at early April this year, or earlier this week, not this year, and April 2008, and it was a very slow process because a lot of what I watched that month was from film festivals, especially the Images Film Festival, which is a Toronto film festival that does it's sort of more like experimental film. And so, not a lot of those were on Letterboxd because I watched a bunch of short programs, but some of them were. Some I found seven titles, and I found that it was easier to look up the director. So it just took a lot longer, but what I did, and I think that this was good, I went to the Images Film Festival and looked back at their archives, and I pulled up a PDF of their film festival program from 2008, and I went and I found the directors, and I found the countries, and I found the durations of the film, and the release date of the films, because some of them were from previous years, because especially for short film programs, oftentimes short films go to a lot of different festivals, so you might see it in one year, but it might have actually been released the next year, or you might see it in one year and then technically the film gets released in a later year. So I always like to go to like the source of how I saw it, and so that took a lot of time because I saw a lot of short films, and I know later this year, in the year I'm working on, 2008, I went to the Worldwide Short Film Festival, and I saw just heaps of short films, so they will also not be on Letterboxd. So it's weird though, because one of the things I realized is, although right now one of my projects of this year is to get Letterboxd up to date with all of the films I've ever seen. I know now that's going to be a bumpy one because I have run across, like I saw 8 of these films from Images were in, but if I look at how many films I saw at Images, sorry for the odd angle here, it is 24 plus 1, so 25 films. So only 7, I said 8, but it was 7. Oh, let's get a different background. So 7 of the 25 films I saw were on there, and I think that's actually not bad for a bunch of films from an experimental film festival from almost 20 years ago, with a vast majority of those being short films. This is giving me a weird like blah thing. So anyway, so I mean, it took a lot. Where am I going with any of this? Okay, a couple of different things that I noticed, because I think sharing things that you notice is a fun thing to do. One, I liked going into research mode. I initially resisted it because I feel like I want to get this done. I want this finished. I want it faster. But I'm also like, well, I actually, if I can find the information, I can add it to my own spreadsheet. Like, getting stuff on Letterboxd is a project. Yes, it is. I want to be as complete as possible, but it's not going to be complete as possible because, you know, I have 7 out of 25 films, which means there were, let's do the math, 18 films that weren't there. Those 18 films, now I only know that I saw them because they're on my spreadsheet. So what's more important to me is actually that my spreadsheet is complete. So I pulled up the PDF of the program file of the program from 2008, and I went through and I added the directors and I added the countries and I added the running times and I added the release dates, because that's actually more important to me in the grand scheme of things than getting stuff on Letterboxd. I do want to get my stuff on Letterboxd. I love that. That is a project. But for me, if I have it on my spreadsheet, then I know. And I know if I'm going through this much effort now, I might as well go that extra step and make sure that my records are complete. I know some people don't care about this stuff, but do you know how many films I've seen called Red or Passage or Them? I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot, and some of them were really hard to find, but when you have the program from the festival, all of the information is there. I can search the director. If the director's not on Letterboxd, the film's not going to be on Letterboxd. It was also really exciting to see that some of the directors were there, and they've done more work since then, and that's really exciting. So it was a really interesting exercise, and it started with mostly frustration, but once I brought it back to, hey, what is actually important to me here, then I was able to take the time. And also looking through the PDF kind of reminded me, and this is going to date me a little bit, but it kind of reminded me of looking something up on microfiche, because, you know, like, you had to look at it. It's not the format you want to use. You can zoom in and out and everything's sort of everywhere, and there's no search bar on PDFs. You can't search the text as far as I know. I mean, probably AI can do that at some point, or now or in the future. But it's like, you have to look at it and you have to understand. And I'm like, okay, well, I can look at the, you know, schedule and look at the date, because some of the titles I was having a hard time finding, because some of those were student films, student short films from 2008. I mean, I think that's understandable that they're not on Letterboxd. So I still want to figure out if there's a way to ask Letterboxd to add something. And there was one director that has tons of stuff on there, so they're really prolific with short films and more indie films. So anyway, all of that was really exciting to do, and so now I'm up to, for 2008, I'm at 137 films, and I have completed April. So that's a third of the way through. And I will say it was a bit of relief until when I got to the end of the festival, and I could just search for, like, I watched, like, Michael Clayton and The Visitor. There's several films with that title, but it was the one that was up for an award. I think it was Frank Langella that was up for an award, and I remember watching it. It was very good. Wait, was that film? No, that was a different one. That was Something of the Evening. My God, now I don't remember what The Visitor was. the Franklin. Oh, that's okay. Because it said I saw it at the Cumberland, and I'm like, no, I saw it at the Bloor, and that's why it wasn't the same film. Anyway, so I've gotten a fair amount. I think in 2008 I saw about 500 films when you include all the short films, but I don't know. This is just going to take a while. I think I was hoping to get everything entered and then pick a list on Letterboxd to work through in terms of like what I hadn't seen that I wanted to see. I think waiting till I've done all the entry is going to take too long. So if I want to work on a Letterboxd list this year, I think the best thing to do is just look at a bunch of the lists and pick one and just notate the ones that I've seen, because they give you a percentage if you're part of the what's it called? If you have a paid subscription, which is really not very expensive, and they do a deal around American Thanksgiving. But I missed the deal, and it still was very reasonable for an annual thing. And I just wanted to get rid of the ads, but then they have all of these lists on your stats page that you can look at of different film lists. And I'm like, film lists? Did somebody say film lists? Anyway, so that's what I got done. I didn't get any drawing or sketching done or journaling done, but I was in the rhythm of this, and so that was good. Unfortunately, though, my knee is hurting again. I thought it was feeling better today, but now that I have been, doing stuff, I'm like, no. So I think it needs some rest and probably time away from the computer. So I think that is sort of on tap, and I'll probably watch more news, but I might wait. I might just wait till like the night news, and so there's more concrete analysis. So we'll see how things go, but that is the update for now, and yeah, we'll see what else I can get up to.
So this is a lift on all, basically most other goods from Canada to the U.S.
It will be. I think that's the best way to say it. What the White House has been saying is that 62% of Canadian imports fall outside of the free trade agreement. I don't know if that's an accurate figure, but there are certainly goods that fall outside of that agreement, because in order to become eligible for the free trade agreement, you actually have to seek out that preference, the market preference. And in order to do that, you do have to meet some goalposts. You do have to prove country of origin and some other things. It's very complicated. I'm not going to get into. I'm just reading the forms you have to fill out. But presumably, Canadian companies could start that and now no longer be subject to this 25% tariffs. This is still not great, right? I mean, again, just to talk about the instability of what we are dealing with here. Tariffs coming on some industries next week, possibility of other tariffs at the beginning of April, and possibility that we go back to where we were on Monday at the beginning of April too. So I guess the question now is, when the Canadian government looks at the document, the executive order, which is really, as we know, very important in order to understand what the president is actually up to, are they reassured by that? And then what do they do with counter tariffs? There are $30 billion, remember, of counter tariffs in place right now. There was a second wave of $125 billion in counter tariffs that was to follow. My guess is that they don't press ahead with the second wave for now to see whether or not they can get this to hold a little bit longer beyond the April 2nd deadline that the president has now given. But would they pull back the 30 billion tariffs? I don't suspect so. I mean, I don't think you want to give anything up to the president right now, given that he is continuing to make this threat.
Time for some food. All right, it is time for Memory Thieves live show. I heard a ping, so I think Izzy went live. Heard a ping on my phone. Is it true? Is it true? Not yet. Not yet. Ooh, we talked a lot last time. 2 hours, 18 minutes. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. Not live yet. Really? I really thought I heard a ping. How come it's not there? Oh, it says right here live. Here we go. Izzy! Okay, Kelly, you're here. Haven't finished your homework?
Hi, Shirley. Hi, Shannon. That's my sister.
Yay! Okay, so I just finished up at the live show for the Memory Thieves with Izzy and Kay Kelly. It was so much fun to hang out for a while and just, you know, be amongst friends and just chat books and tangents and cats and all of the things. What are we tangent about? There's always tangents. There's always lots. Astrology came up a lot. Well, no, astrology came up once. And I can't even remember. You just gotta go with the flow. I think that's one of the beautiful things about live shows is just like, it's just the fun sort of random stuff that comes out and just hanging out and all that good stuff. So we are going to continue on the series. I did not realize that the next one actually just came out. And for some reason it's available on trade on Amazon.ca, but it looked kind of like it was a third-party seller, which makes me feel like it's actually probably an ARC. So I think I can't decide. I'm either going to get the hardcover, which is like $24, or I might just get the ebook for $12 because I think I have some credit, so I think I'll use that up. Or I can buy it from Indigo, which is a Canadian store, for $24, but they have free shipping at $35. So is there another book I want that's $12? I mean, probably. Will I be able to pick one in a reasonable amount of time and then also get the book? I don't know. And we're talking in mid-April. I haven't ordered from Indigo before. I've, of course, bought from the stores, like, in person. I was going to say it's like our version of Chapters, but I think Chapters was also Canadian and Chapters Indigo then merged. So it's our version of, I guess, like Barnes & Noble. It's like a big store. In terms of, like, the bookstores, like, you know, multi-floor stores. It's sort of that kind of bookstore. Anyway, and then they also have Kobos and sell Kobo ebooks. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest. So I'll either do ebook with credit on Amazon. I'm trying to reduce my Amazon stuff generally. Or I can get it from Indigo if I can find a $12 book. I think I made myself a note in Keep for stuff on Indigo. I think because I do want the Tegan and Sarah graphic novel. I do want that. I kind of feel like I ordered that. I didn't. I don't have it. I got the one set in... Oh, I never know what that neighborhood's called. North of OCA. Okay, I'm tangenting. It's contagious. Anyway, the main thing is I had a great time at the live show. It was just really nice, especially given how stressful everything has been, just to be amongst friends and just to, you know, enjoy some time together and talk about the book, of course. Talk about the book, of course. And I always appreciate hearing both of their perspectives on it, because always there's something that I didn't think of, or that I was thinking one thing and confused about something, and then like someone explains it and like, oh yeah, that does make sense. I love buddy reading. It's so much fun. So that was really good. And so yeah, so I think I'm gonna have some dinner, and that's probably gonna be it for the day. It's it's been quite a day. And yesterday was a very full day as well. And I got tons of data entry done, which I was on my list this week, so I'm happy about that. But I didn't actually know if it was going to happen. So that might really be it for the day. We shall see. But I think I'm feeling my energy is getting, I feel like I feel, you know, that's what I got for today, I think. So I will probably game a little bit, though. That's a very low energy thing for me to do, and always got to work on my reputations. I think I can get the consortium today. That would be nice. And then I'll just need 2 more, I think, for that pet. Yes, I always want all the pets because why not? Anyway, yeah, so we'll see how things go, but I think that might be wrapping up day 4 for the most part, and yeah, I'll be back with more clips, news, whatever, soon. Oh, I probably should watch the news. I did watch a couple more things. I don't feel like there's too much more analysis of things, so I think you know, I think mostly people are responding as like, yeah, we're glad you're backing off for the month, but we're not. I'm like, yes. And I watched the Manitoba premiere. It had a great response, great interview on CBC. So I feel so. It's things are like, I'm not saying things aren't tough, but it's nice to see people holding strong, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, so that's I think that's probably mostly it for today. We will see what happens tomorrow, or I might show some gaming stuff. I don't know. Hopefully that works out, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I don't know how to end clips. It's so awkward. I'm gonna stop being awkward. I'm gonna need to find a phrase or a motion or a something, because I'm hungry. I need to go. I want to have the rest of that kale Caesar salad, because it was good. It was good. So, gotta find out if that company's Canadian though. All right, be back in a bit.
What be happening?
Hey everyone, we are back in the alchemy studio here with my alchemist, and I thought it might be fun to do the wild transmutation again and see what we get. Oh, not quite close enough. There we go, to the alchemy station. And I have to see this one here. That means I can only transmute one. That means I need to go get some herbs. I'm almost out of herbs. Okay, let's see what today brings on this transmutation. Skins to herbs. Okay, well, it's not meat to pet yet, but that's actually a good one, I think, skins to herbs, because I have characters that can go gather those skins, and I don't know if this is a daily cooldown, but the wild transmutation is, ooh, I got enough reagents back to be able to do another transmutation. Oh, and I got a soulbound transmutation item. That's great. I also did some questing yesterday, and I got some more recipes, but I haven't looked at them yet. Potion of Deadly Grace. Staying away from enemies for the entire duration of the effect will extend the effects. Grants your attacks a chance to unleash a bolt of energy at your target. Wow. Unbending Potion teaches you an unbending potion. Oh, increases your armor. Lay Torrent Potion puts the imbiber in an elevated state of focus where they can restore up to 300 mana over 10 seconds, but are defenseless until their focus is broken. That doesn't feel like it would have good effects. 300 mana is almost nothing. I'm sure it was when this expansion was good, when this expansion was current. That's my little raptor. You making that noise? Okay, Potion of the Old War. Summon a pair of ghostly fallen warriors that will join you in combat. They will echo your melee damage and abilities, granting 1,100 damage. Okay, see, like, this character has like 9,000, 900 and 1,000 hit points. So, no, 900. Is that a point? Well, I'll just, yeah, 915,000 hit points, so, I mean, so, it's okay, this is an old expansion, I want the pets. Infernal Alchemist Stone, oh, I think there is an achievement to make all the Alchemist Stones, so I probably will make that, so, anyway, but that is what we got from the Wild Transmutation today. Got some materials, got a new recipe, skins to herbs. I'm gonna get some of my skinning characters to be able to go get some Stonehide Leather and Storm Scale so I can get some herbs. That's like free flowers, man. Free flowers. And of course, our friend Ducius Valdera has a new quest, which I may do later today. But right now, I just wanted to do the transmutation. It's got a daily cooldown. Oh, I have another daily cooldown for living essence that I like to do.
Patience, discipline.
Gotta love the Forsaken. Alright. Because this reagent is like, I have tons of them, and that sells for 100 gold, so it's easy. Easy money! Alright, so thank you so much, and we'll be back with more alchemy, hopefully soon. And that's dinner. Okay, day 5, super quick check-in because I'm going to take an opportunity and be slightly spontaneous and do something earlier rather than later, and my sister's going to help me. But I would like to say that I did continue reading Night of Darkness, so I'm going to check in with Anita on that. She has also read the next chapter. It was only 10 pages, so that was good. And yeah, I have an errand to do. My knee is feeling a bit better. It's still going to be a challenge, but my sister's going to come with me. She has some time right now-ish. And so I am going to get ready to head out. So I'll hopefully check back more when I get back, but I might not because I might be super tired because this is like a bit of an excursion, but this is the last day to do the errand. So that is what I will be doing. So we'll see how things go. And yeah, sometimes you just gotta, when the opportunity and time presents itself, just do it. So I'm not usually someone who does that, but today I am. All right, I am back and it's now time for some food and some breast. I'm really tired.
Hey, man.
Hey everyone, it is going to be another day of archaeology. I thought we could yet again try the wild transmutation and see what we get. So here we are in the Dalaran archaeology lab. I just realized I almost got this 3 dots means I took the quest but haven't completed it yet. I forgot I did that. I'm supposed to make some potions apparently. Oh yeah, alright. I think those are the ones that I bought yesterday. Looks like it. Okay, so anyway, we will get to that. But first, the more exciting part is what are we gonna get through wild transmutation? What could it be? What could it be? Let's find out. Meet to pet. Meet to pet. Meet to pet. Oh my god! Meet to pet. Meet to pet. Oh my god, I learned it. I don't have enough stuff to make it. I need oily transmutagen. No. Okay, this I can buy on the auction house or just go get. And this stuff I can get. Oily transmutagen. Ah, I probably get that from transmuting other stuff. Okay, I'm really excited about this. So, Meat to Pet gives you this pulsating sac. I know that sounds disgusting, but it takes 7 days. You can see it says duration 7 days, and it takes 7 days to hatch or open or whatever. And inside, I don't know if it's all pets. I don't know what you get from it, but you can get, there's 3 pets that you can only get in this method. And so I really want to get them because I really like getting pets in the game. And so I'm really excited about that. But I didn't realize that I would need this oily transmutagen. And that's bind on pickup, so I have to craft that in some way, in some fashion. I don't know. So I can work on that. I think all of these transmutes that I've been learning give the transmutagen. I already have that, the black transmutagen, and I got some of the. I picked up some skins, so let's transmute this. See if do we get oily transmutagen from a pile of herbs. Oh, that is a daily cooldown too. Oh, man. Alright, what? Okay, so pile of herbs is an item. I imagine it will have. Oh, it says what it has. Heap of broken isle herbs may also contain black transmutagen. Did it? It did. Okay, so that's exciting. But I do already have that one. Does the recipe for the other transmutes say fish to gems may also contain oily transmutagen? That's what I want, right? Oily transmutagen. So I need these fish. Should I just buy them? Should I just buy them? Oh, I can't do it. Cooldown resets daily. Oh, you can only do 1 transmutation a day? Okay, the wild transmutagen is once a day. And then I guess you can transmute 1 of these. Ah, so I have at least 2 days before I can do it because this one might give me the oily transmutagen. So I have to wait 1 day to do that, and then after that, I can do meet to pet. Okay, so priority is to get some fish. That should be no problem. These sell for very little on the auction house, and there are often some quests you can do to get them. That one is a fishing quest, but that's not what it offers. Looking for the fishing hook. Ooh, herbs. I should go get that. No fishing hook. Okay, so the only fishing quest that's available is this one, and that's not the... I don't want to give them fish and get blood of Sagnaris. Ooh, there's another one. Ooh, 28 minutes. I gotta go do that. Get some... I don't know how to pronounce that. A-E... How do you say A-E? Okay, arrow. It's like arrow port, arrow chocolate bar. Ethereal. Ethereal? Ethereal? Not sure. And, you know, probably not a real word. So, anyway, okay, so, super exciting. I got the, that's super exciting. I got the recipe, so I'm thrilled about that. But now it's 2 days before we can actually create the pulsating sack. Okay, so less fun. So, but I should also learn these new recipes and then make 10 of each potion. Oh gosh, I'm going to be having to do a lot of gathering some flowers, so I think that is the next on my list. Because as I'm learning these, oh, you can, I don't have, definitely don't have enough flowers to make these, so that's what I'll be doing. Oh, look at that. Oh, where did that one go? That went here. Oh, Infernal Alchemist Stone. I have to remember to make that because it's part of an achievement, but I don't need it right now. So, okay, so next up we'll be gathering herbs for all of these potions, and then getting some fish, and then eventually pulsating sack. So, okay, I hope that you enjoyed time in the alchemy lab today. And yeah, that's super exciting. So that was only a couple of days to get that recipe, but several more days for the pet.
It's been real.
All right, fun times. All right, and dinner. I had a frozen pad thai, and I added some edamame and veg, and then some of the bean sprouts, so I made good use of that. I wish I had some peanuts or sesame seeds to add, but I don't right now. So anyway, it's going to be wonderful, and I am looking forward to it.